Good afternoon, this is Matthew Lindsay with Precision Home Group here in Anchorage. Coming to you today to talk to you about financing. Financing as it pertains to real estate. So this week is all about financing. We've talked about FHA loans, we talked about VA loans, we talked about some of the myths of financing and getting qualified for a loan for real estate. Yesterday we talked on that and how increasing your income to change your debt to income ratio is the only sure way to get qualified, increasing that income. If you looked at yesterday's video, we talked about Jerry Fetta and his company Wealth Dynamics and how he helps people be able to do that to raise their income. So today we're talking about pre-qualifications. We're talking about getting qualified, that process of what it looks like to actually go into a lender and get approved for a loan. So before we start talking about that, I want to talk about a tool that I offer to all of you for free. It's actually on our website at precisionhomegroup.com. You can go there right now. There's a link that we're going to post in the comments below, and it's a mortgage calculator. So you can actually go in and play with some numbers to see, hey, what makes sense for your situation. You can play with down payment amounts, you can play with monthly payment amounts, you can pay with interest rates and all these different types of things. And after you're done, you can calculate it out to see what your payment is going to be every month. So you can kind of get a pretty good idea of what your payment's going to be or what you can qualify for before you even go talk to anybody. It's a really great tool to use. It's a mortgage calculator, and you can find that by going to precisionhomegroup.com, going to the buying tab and just selecting that mortgage calculator. So go ahead, check that out. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about that, let me know. Drop a comment, send me a message, I'll get in touch with you. So getting pre-qualified. So we're going to talk about why you should do it, and then we're going to talk about how you're going to do it. So why you should get pre-qualified before going and looking at homes is because it does take time. There's lead time to get pre-qualified. So if you are looking at a home, you find a home that you love, you're like, this is the home. And I've had lots of clients do that. They go out, they fall in love with the home, and they say, this is the one, I gotta write an offer, but you're not able to. You're not able to actually write an offer until you're pre-qualified on the home. You know, a lender is saying, hey, we're gonna give you a loan, right? So at that point, if you're not pre-qualified, you gotta go through that process, take the time to go do the pre-qualification and get that letter. In the meantime, somebody else could swoop in same day, next day, couple days out, fall in love with the home as well, and they're already pre-qualified, so they write an offer and get that home. Now, you are out of that home. Also, here in Anchorage right now, we have homes getting multiple offers at the same time. And you cannot write an offer or put yourself in that situation, put an offer in, and hopefully get a house if you're not qualified. So there's many reasons to get pre-qualified, the biggest ones being you're going to miss out on a home. Second is you don't know what you qualify for. You might have a decent idea what you qualify for, but if you're looking at homes you're not pre-qualified, you could be looking above your price range. You could be looking below your price range. Now it's okay to look below your price range, but if you find a home that you really love and you're like, I don't think I qualify for it, you don't know, right? So it's always a good idea to go get pre-qualified before. That way you can pull the trigger when you're ready to. So how do we do that? How do we get pre-qualified for a loan? Well, if you're already talking with a realtor, a lot of realtors have some really great connections, relationships, working relationships with lenders where they are. Here locally in Anchorage, I have several lenders that I work with day in and day out. So the first thing we're going to do is just ask you, like, you bank at a certain banking institution here in town that you want to use. If not, I have a handful of lenders that I specifically use. And we'll get you connected with great resources depending on your situation. So once you get connected with a lender, what you're going to do and what they're going to ask you for is all of your documentation. You got to get together a bunch of documents. Some of those documents are going to be your social security card, your date of birth, all that kind of information, right? But they're also going to ask you for W-2s. If you're a W-2 employee, they're going to ask you for 2 years of your history there, of your taxes. They're going to ask you for your current paychecks, what it is that you're bringing in for income, right? They're going to ask you also for what your assets are. Do you own anything that can be leveraged? What are your assets, but also what are your liabilities? What are your debts? Do you have high values on your credit cards? Do you have student loans? Do you have vehicle loans? Do you have, maybe you're financing things through Home Depot, maybe you're financing things through all these department style stores. So they're going to ask you for all your assets, they're going to ask you for all your liabilities, which are your debts, and then they're going to come up with a good debt to income ratio, which we talked about yesterday. Now, based off of that and the income that you have brought in, your history, and looking at your credit, they can actually give you a good idea of what you're going to qualify for. And so that is the pre-qualification process. That's how it's done. Go talk to a lender, get all the documentation together, and they're going to let you know what they think you can qualify for. So that has been the pre-qualification process. Love to talk to you about that further. If you're looking for a home, if you're looking for investment property, if you're looking for anything like that, love to talk to you, get you more information, get you connected with a good lender here in town. Feel free to reach out to me, 907-302-1011. Again, this is Matthew Lindsay with Precision Home Group here in Anchorage.